The Endless Golf Podcast, brought to you by Toyota.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Endless Golf Podcast presented by Toyota. Joining me is head golf professional from Eagles Landing Golf Course, Bob Croll. And Bob, it's great to have you on the podcast.
Hey, it's always nice to be with you, Bob.
You know, normally when we're together, we always talk about the golf course, talk about Eagles Landing, and I always enjoy doing that, obviously. But today we're going to go behind the scenes, I'm trying to do a little up-close look at the golf professionals in this area. And really, you've got a great story. You know, Eagles Landing was built back in 1991, and I met you in 1992 right here at Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where my golf career started. I mean, although I played a lot of golf as a kid, and that's why I ended up here, I guess, you know, at a golf course. Yeah, it was, you know, those were the days when you didn't have any worries and it could do anything. And I ended up working here for my friend Andy Loving, and it's been awesome ever since.
Yeah, Andy's from Mississippi. He's back home now, but he spent a lot of time here in the beginning, in the early days of Eagles Landing, and you were a big part of that as well. It's not surprising because you grew up in Denton, right,
Mm-hmm.
and started playing golf at Caroline Country Club. It's not surprising that a guy from Dorchester County and a guy from Mississippi would kind of have a friendship together.
Yeah, well, it was Caroline County.
Caroline County, that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, Caroline County, but yeah, I mean, similar backgrounds, kind of slow.
You love
paced.
to hunt, love to fish.
Yeah, slower paced, and yeah, we always had. I mean, we became good friends, and I guess we kind of fit in together pretty well.
And back then in '92, you actually worked pulling carts, and then you decided to get into the program and become a golf professional.
Yeah, I was playing golf, and I was playing here with my friend Mark, who's the assistant superintendent.
Mark Longenecker.
And Andy actually told me one day, he says, "Bob, you're playing a lot of golf, and I don't want to charge you. So can you give me 2 days in the cart barn?" I'm like, why not? I really wasn't doing anything. I had just gotten out of college, so I did that, and I would say probably 3 weeks after that, I was working 40 hours, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I did it because it's been great up until now.
Well, back in '92, you're here. You kind of get your first taste of the golf business, and then you went to Delaware and were at a couple clubs up in Delaware for a few years before you came back.
Yeah, I worked here for 4 years, and then a friend who had worked on our maintenance crew here, he kind of finished or built this 9-hole course up in Millville, Bethany Bay, and I was like, asked me to come up there, and I was like, why not? I get a chance to, kind of run my own, little operation, and that was great. I really enjoyed that. A lot of learning, did a lot of my apprenticeship, with the PGA there. So it was really cool, and then I figured I gotta can't stay at a place like this. I really want to build my career, even though as good as it was for me. So Bear Trap was opening up, and a buddy of mine, Brett Marshall, was hired as a golf professional, and I applied to be his assistant, and he hired me.
And what a great place there as well. Bear Trap, just 27 tremendous golf holes. And Brett, I don't know if you can meet a nicer guy than Brett Marshall.
Yeah, we like to say he's kind of too nice.
That's right. Well, like a lot of golf professionals, golf is not your only passion. I know you like to fish and camp, and one of the unique things that you've done over the years is when your kids were younger, you had a camper, and you spent a lot of time on Assateague Island. Now, for those of you who have played Eagles Landing and know about Eagles Landing Golf Course, it's right next to Assateague Island, but there's a place about 7 miles down the road in Assateague where you can go and you can spend the weekend. Not a lot of people know about it, Bob, but really is a great experience.
Yeah, we had my wife Crystal and I, we had bought a truck camper a couple years before we had our first son Gus, and then eventually our second son Jack, and we loved it down there. We had a group of friends we like to hang out with. You go down on a Friday, you don't come home till Sunday, so it was really cool, and that's where my boys grew up, and couldn't ask for a better family experience, I guess.
That really is a tremendous experience, and I tell you, when I first learned about it, I talked to Rob Bailey, another guy who was in the golf business for a long time at the Bay Club, and Rob would tell me about it, and then I spoke to you about it over the years, and I just thought it was so neat because you guys actually spent time on the beach during the weekends. I mean, you actually stayed there overnight and for a couple nights, and it was all self-contained and just enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was we had the camper that fit in the back of the pickup truck, and we drove right out on the beach, and we stayed out on the beach the whole time. Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
Does it get any better than this? You can play golf in the afternoon and be on the beach in Aztec in 15 minutes. So just a great place to live, Ocean City, Maryland. And you've been fortunate enough to obviously take advantage of that, all that Ocean City has to offer. Aztec Island, and then, of course, Ocean City, all the attractions there, the beach and the boardwalk there. Absolutely fabulous. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll talk about Bob's career when he comes back to Eagles Landing right after this. So stay with us.
And now a word from our sponsor.
I love a good adventure, and my friends and family do too. So we all drive Toyotas. Tacomas for my rugged buds, and Corollas for my city crew. And I drive a RAV4 that I take camping, shopping, and basically everywhere else. We all picked our Toyotas because they're reliable and efficient and have amazing resale value, saving us money now and down the road. So we can make every day an adventure. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals and inventory. Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back to the Endless Golf Podcast presented by Toyota. Staying with me is head golf professional from Eagles Landing, Bob Croll. And Bob, let's talk about now your return to Eagles Landing. Back in 2001, you go out, you spend some time up in Delaware, you end there at Bear Trap Dunes, then become the head golf professional here. And one of the unique things about being the golf professional at Eagles Landing is you work for the town of Ocean City, which has a lot of benefits, and it's also a very unique experience for a golf professional as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more involved than just actually running the golf operation. I mean, it's been wonderful. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's work or anything. It is. I mean, but the people in the town that I deal with, that work for the town are wonderful people. I mean, it couldn't be. It's so cool. I mean, everybody helps each other out. What a great team. That speaks to the city managers that we've had over the last. I guess we've had 3 of them now since I've been here, or 4 of them, excuse me, and the city councils. I mean, a lot. Pretty much everything we do, goes through them. They approve it, and they've supported golf. They supported Eagles Landing, and so they've been very helpful to, keep this nice place available and for people to come play golf.
Absolutely. If normally a golf professional will work for one owner owns the golf course. It's a unique experience when you work for a town, and that is you have a lot of bosses. You have a lot of people that you have to answer to, whether it's the mayor, the city council, or the city manager. And it really takes a team. And I will say this, Bob, you've built a great team right here at Eagles Landing as well. Your staff here, both on the maintenance side and also inside, do a tremendous job.
Yeah, I mean, I can't take credit for the maintenance guys. That's our superintendent takes care of them and hires them. But everybody's great up here because we're really good at hiring. I'm just kidding.
Well, it makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. Yeah, it is. It is easy. We're lucky. We've had a lot of good people come through here. In fact, a lot of my staff, I'd say a good many of them were customers. We got to know them. We're like, man, this is a good guy. We need some help. Let's see if they want to, get a little free golf. So do some work. So it's been easy to get them, but we like to have fun, and I think that's one other reason why we don't have any trouble finding people. They hear how much fun it is to work here.
Yeah, and I think most of the guys you have here, obviously, they fit into this culture very well. And as we mentioned, it is a great opportunity. You do a lot of outings here as well. And I know one of the big outings has always been the Swing for Youth. They do a tournament in October that raises money for the Ocean City Recreation Department. That's been a big tournament here for a long, long time, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, back in the, I don't know how many years it was, I guess, probably 12 or 13 years, it was a celebrity golf tournament, and then when it changed over to a one-day event, Swing for Youth, and it's been a long time for that now, but it's very successful. I mean, there's a lot of interest in playing in it. We're usually full, and the rec boosters, they're the beneficiary who end up giving the money to the youth programs for the rec department. I mean, they're great to work with, and it's a cool event.
It really is, and Tom Perlazzo started that, and you can't talk about Eagles Landing without talking about Tom Perlazzo, who is now the Director of Tourism for the town of Ocean City. But Tom, back in the day, ran the Rec and Parks Department. He was the Director of Recreation and Parks, and it was his vision to build Eagles Landing, and he put it in front of the mayor and city council, had everything done, and what a great idea and what a great vision he had to create this golf course.
Oh yeah, Tom did a tremendous job. I mean, he did everything right. It was kind of interesting. Last year we have a golf writer who does he's a regional guy, Bill Kamenjar. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him. He's really good from the DC area, but he does some little things for us here and there. And he did an interview with Dr. Michael Herdsden. And one of the things that, all these years later, Dr. Herdsden remembered Tom, and of course Joe Perry, who was our superintendent, was here when we built the golf course. And he talked about how much of a go-getter Tom was. And of course we know Tom, and we know he's that way. I mean, the man never stops. I mean, it's impressive what he can do. So I'm very happy that he built Eagles Landing.
Absolutely. It's been a great run. And now Tom, obviously the director of tourism for the town, just a perfect fit, because like you said, he has great vision. He's always looking ahead for the future and trying to put Ocean City on the map. Eagles Landing, he certainly did that with the golf community. Eagles Landing was built right around the time the Beach Club and River Run were built. And then, of course, the links at Lighthouse Sound. And one of the great things about this town is we've got a lot of great golf courses to offer. When the guys come on packages, they can enjoy just tremendous golf.
Oh yeah, I mean, another course that you did mention was Rum Point and Ocean City Golf Club with their 2 courses. Yeah, I mean, it's we've lost a few. We've had the Bay Club and the Beach Club, which were fine facilities also, but yeah, there's still plenty of golf around here. I mean, it's a cool place to come. The town's awesome. I mean, you got the ocean, the boardwalk, and everything else. So golfers really enjoy coming to Ocean City.
Well, Bob, I got to say, it's been great looking back at the last 30 years. It's hard to even come out of my mouth, the last 30 years, and plus spending time and just talking about the golf business here at Eagles Landing and the golf business overall in Ocean City, Maryland. So I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
All right, we'll be back with another edition of the Endless Golf Podcast. So long, everybody.
The Endless Golf Podcast has been brought to you by Toyota.